Hey guys, I just thought I'd make this quick video for you guys to see my Halloween costume that I've kind of cobbled together as like a Frankenstein costume from different parts of garments and various household goods to make different effects. I will talk you through it as I go along. If you want to ask me any questions, please leave some in the comments. And it's just been a fun ride making this, and I may do another video. If you want to see it on, if you want to see me wearing it, please leave a comment again, because that's something different again, but this is explaining how I made it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Right, if you come over to the bed, here she is. Dun, 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 dun. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. They did the mash. In case you hadn't guessed, I don't know how to edit music in yet, so I'm singing from my vocal cords for you. So we shall start at the top. We shall start at the beginning, because it's a very good place to start. And suddenly the sun has decided not to shine through the window, although it's been going like a blessed bat out of hell all morning. Right. So this, I love this particularly the most. This is the head adornment for my nurse zombie stroke vampire stroke, not quite sure how I'm going to finish it off with the makeup yet, outfit. It was white. I tea stained it using cold tea and just left it in there overnight. And it's come out with this lovely sepia effect. Then I made the dress. Just ignore the lace, I'll tell you about that in a minute. The dress was a simple, so the green and the white apron that you're looking at now was a simple, very cheap nurse's outfit off eBay. That I cut the collar a little bit lower, and I cut the apron to match a little bit lower too, because it was quite high and it just looked a bit odd. And then I sewed some ribbons to it to kind of add a bit of flair, and then I literally cut the bottom into zigzags as advised by my 6-year-old, which I think is quite effective actually. That was his idea. So I did that with the green as well, and that's more on the sides and the back now. So I cut quite large chunks out of that, because it was like, I'm quite a hippie person, like physically I mean, not just a hippie man piece, but like I've got quite broad hips, so I had to cut it anyway because it just looked a little bit too hourglassy on the bottom half of my body, meaning I have a big butt. So what I did was, once I cut it all, I decided well, obviously these sections then where the bows are were kind of at the top of my knickerline, so there was a lot of exposure going on in a kind of Lady Gaga manner, which is fine if you haven't had kids, but I have, and like I say, there's a lot of chubbugness going on down there. So I decided then to kind of make it kick out and flare and maybe look a bit like a 50s kind of vibe going on. I needed some kind of underskirt or petticoat or starched skirt, underskirt of some description. So rather than that, I looked on eBay and a few other places. I couldn't find one in a reasonable price range that I was willing to sort of buy and then cut up. But then I found this tutu type affair. So it was this black lace and the red skirt over it, but the red skirt was under it. So I inside outed it and then sewed it along here, along that sort of hem part section of the apron. And if you look closely, you can see I've purposely made the stitching quite zigzaggy and kind of rubbish. Like maybe my apron ripped when I was on the turn as a zombie and I tried to sew it back up. You know, there's always a backstory to fancy dress costumes with me. I can't help it. I become the character, which is rather frightening, but never mind. Then I decided that I would sew a zip in. So I sewed a nice red zip in, and I'll show you the back in a moment, because that's all kind of higgledy-piggledy and a little bit sort of voodoo dollish in a way. Then I decided I would finish it off with some freaky looking blood. I found the recipe for this particular blood on Wikipedia. It involved things like red food colouring and oil and cocoa to make it darker, and I think that was it. I think, but I'm sure you could find the recipe yourself. There are other ones on there which are like edible fake blood and stuff, and I found that really gross. I was like, ugh. Kind of didn't appeal because it was so sweet. It had like golden syrup in it, and it was just like, nah. If you're going to be a vampire, just do it properly, you know what I'm saying? So that is the front. I will flip it, reverse it now, fairly smoothly. And there you are, you can see the back. It's not really as exciting as the front, but you can see the green a little bit more. You can see where I've put some more splashes of blood, etc. So it's rather superb. And to go with it, I bought these rather cool stockings, again, off of eBay. They came with the blood splashes on them. I found that blood to be a bit too bright. I like it, like I say, to look quite effective and realistic. So I then got some of my fake blood, and you can see here, that is rather realistic, rather too realistic if you ask me. But I bought them, and this is the awesome costume in its entirety. Nearly finished. I'm not sure whether to tea stain the stockings or not. If you want to leave me a comment, let me know what you think. That would be cool. The lace is just to finish off the collar, so I will be stitching that to the collar, and it'll look rather ace. That was tea stained again. I just tea stain it, but I think if you're going to seal it, it involves fabric conditioner if you don't want it to wash off. If you're going to perhaps wash the clothes after, I'll probably just hang this up to air because I don't plan on getting it dirty. If I did, it would look kind of more zombified anyway, so it wouldn't matter too much. Anyway, see you guys soon. Bye.